Okay, so let's talk about how I personally use the crystals and see if you might find this helpful. So I have a lot going on in my life and I'm teaching you guys, and my assistant Jamie has let me know that I should probably share just a little bit more about myself and my journey for you guys so that we can connect more deeply and you can see how I use the crystals on a day-to-day basis. So as you know, my business is Will2WOW, which is named after my son, Will. His initials happen to be WOW, which I thought was of no coincidence, with Will suffering from such a severe inner brain injury and his initials being WOW, right? Like he's going to wow us all with his recovery. This Christmas, we will be 13 years out from his accident, which is really crazy to believe. I judge everything in time from before the accident and after the accident. And I know psychologists believe that that's how we experience traumatic events. We have that on our timeline. For example, a lot of people will say, before 9/11 or after 9/11, or living in Las Vegas will say before October 1st, the shooting, or after. But traumatic events is kind of where we have timeline markers. And so mine was Christmas of 2008 when William had his anoxic event and his choking, that resulted in a severe brain injury. So then I started using the crystals, of course. That didn't just come right away. That was seeking out holistic treatments and reaching out to my acupuncturist, who at the time was, or still is, using crystals a lot in her therapies. And William was laying on my bed, and she would come to the house to needle him. He was too fragile of a state really to take him to the office at the time, and she brought in a clear quartz stone. And to see his reaction when the stone got close to him, it would almost start, it was like it was too much energy. It was like he felt it and was like this and would start to cry, and then we would back off, and then he would relax a little bit. So we had to adjust and use, and at the time I really wish I could remember, but I can't remember what crystal we used instead. More of a gentle and a calming crystal. So that being said, Will's been in the hospital many, many times. I have daily things going on with his care, his feeding, his medicine and diaper changes, and keeping in contact with his school and his doctors, and different procedures going on. All the while, I'm doing Will2WOW Jewelry as well. Now, on top of that, when William had his accident, I was actually pregnant with my youngest son, Jack, who is now 13 years old. William's 14, Jack's 13, and Jackson is on the spectrum. More of a nonverbal part of the spectrum, lower academic part of the spectrum. So, you really have to work with him to kind of understand what's going on. ABA's worked well with him in some ways it hasn't. But anyway, that's not the point. I'm just thinking that because I got a phone call about that today. The point is how do I manage so many different things? 3 therapies for each boy, so 6 a week, doctor's appointments and different procedures, and they're both at 2 different schools. Plus, William has a twin sister who's also at another school and is in competitive swim. So there's a lot of different things that I'm managing. So sometimes I'll get away from my meditation practice because I have so much going on, and it takes a little bit of effort to actually quiet your mind. It's easier to just let your mind run rampant and to distract yourself with a million busy things to do. Let me know in the comments if you find that to be true, that sometimes the more stressed you get, the more you actually start to do instead of slowing down, because we almost need that distraction. There's so many different addictions in life. There's the one that everybody knows about, right? Drugs and alcohol. But there's also an addiction to being busy. There's an addiction to lists. There is an addiction to avoidance, and however, we may do that. So I just wanted to share with you just a little bit to know me better and what I do to calm and to focus so many different things going on. And I like to use selenite. And I like to use selenite because of the cleansing properties with it. And possibly maybe that's just because I'm a Virgo. I don't know. But I personally am really drawn to selenite. It cleanses out all of the chatter in the mind. Sometimes I like to lay down and just lay the selenite, on my third eye. If I can't stop thinking the to-do list, the things in the future, sometimes I like to lay it on my crown chakra if I am looking for like a download, to have a new idea or a new perspective or a new way to look at things. So selenite, I love to do that. It also just has like a clean, fresh energy to it. The other one I really like, and I only have it in a bracelet. I should have brought it over since I'm doing a video, right? This is tourmalated quartz, okay? So this has black tourmaline in it. I love this because it helps to balance the energy, grounding you, while also activating that crown chakra so that you are connected to source energy and to help amplify your intentions. Setting your intentions is super important for shaping your day and going back to that intention when you do get distracted. So tourmalated quartz is great. Black tourmaline on its own is great. This is basically just the clear quartz with black tourmaline in it. And and that's another reason why clear quartz, great one to meditate with. When I'm wanting to clear my mind, you can start a meditation with setting an intention and then to just clear your mind of so much. And I really feel that the crystals are very powerful in working with intention because they help to amplify that intention, especially clear quartz. So you don't know what stone to pick, start with clear quartz. Second, start with just what you're most drawn to. Choose a stone you're most drawn to and just work with it and see how it works with you. Then read about it. See if they match up. But we're drawn to what we need for a reason. And just simply setting the intention, closing your eyes, connecting within and breathing. Just simply breathing and being in touch with the inner world, watching all those thoughts without any judgment or reaction or stopping and I need to write this down, because you don't. Just keep breathing and release it. Sometimes I like to picture clouds floating by and I put a thought in a cloud and let it float by. But my point is to you is that we all have tons and tons of going on. Not that I have more, mine's just different. And I'm in my world and you're in your world, and both are super busy and we both have our own stresses. But we can use this tool that I have found that really helps. And it's in using crystals throughout the day to set your intentions and to bring in the energy of what you're looking for, like bringing in some soft rose quartz to open up your heart and to heal traumas in your heart and to have more self-love, or bringing in some sunstone, if you've been feeling depressed and you want to have a little sunny boost of some energy, bringing in some of this, what is this one? Turquoise for opening your throat chakra and communicating with spirits. So using these crystals will help to enhance the intention of where you're going in life. And clear quartz, though, is the one I would start with, and just simply breathing. So anyway, I hope this